हेलो हेलो
निशान आ गई ना? ठीक है। Should be good.
Thank you, sir. May I now call upon Architect Manjri Rai, Dean FPA, to give a floral welcome to our guest, Mr. Sahil Nair, Senior Associate Director, KPMG, please.
Thank you, ma'am. May I now call upon Dr. Ankush Jain, Dean FET, to give a floral welcome to our guest, Mr. Vikas Dubey, GM HRWNS, please.
May I now call upon Dr. Ashish Raj, HOD EEE, to give a floral welcome to our guest, Mr. Rajiv Nathani, Chief People Officer, Infogame, please.
Thank you, sir. May I now call upon Mr. Ashok Kumar Punya, Associate Dean, Sports and Hostel, to give a floral welcome to our guest, Ms. Bhavna Trivedi, Head HR Versa Networks, please.
Thank you, sir. May I now call upon Dr. Devesh Kumar, HOD, ME, and Dr. Gaurav Malpani, HOD, give a floral welcome to our guest, Ms. Poornima SP, Global Head HR Smart Shift, please.
Thank you, sir. May I now call upon Dr. Jitendra Sharma, Dean, FTE, and Ms. Kavita Lal, HOD, CSE, to give a floral welcome to our guest, Mr. Harish Chaturvedi, Chief Transformation Officer, GSP Crop Science Private Limited, please.
May I now call upon Mr. KK Parihar, Principal PIHM, and Mr. Kumar Rahul Mayang, HOD FTD, to give a floral welcome to our guest, Dr. Samta Jain, Chief People Officer, Jewelix Group, please.
May I now call upon Dr. Ajay Pagare, Associate Dean, IQAC, and Dr. Monica Khatri, HOD, BBA, to give a floral welcome to our guest, Mr. Sanket Dotre, AVP HR, Mahanagar Gas Limited, please.
Thank you. May I now call upon Dr. Pooja Gupta, Dean IC, FIRE, and Mr. Pratish Rawat, HOD First Year, to give a floral welcome to our guest, Ms. Annapurna A, Head HR and Administration, FIME, please.
Thank you. May I now call upon Dr. Preeti Kaushik, Dean FSH, and Dr. Rakesh Gupta, Dean Student Welfare, to give a floral welcome to our guest, Ms. Nicola Ganguly, General Manager, HRBP, Welspun 1 Logistic Park, please.
Thank you. May I now call upon Ms. Shikha Sharma, HOD CAC, and Mr. Sunil Bhargav, Director PIHM, to give a floral welcome to our guest, Ms. S. Yamini Krishnan, Senior Director HR IQVIA. Please.
Thank you. May I now call upon Dr. Sunil Kumar Gupta, Dean R&D, to give a floral welcome to our guest, Mr. Shrikant Kalyanasundaram, DGM, HR, John Cockrell, please.
Thank you. May I now call upon Dr. Sushil Kumar Jain, Associate Dean Academics, and Udit Mamodia, Associate Dean R&D, to give a floral welcome to our guest, Mr. Nagarajan K. Head, Total Rewards and International Mobility, Renault Nissan Tech. Please.
Thank you. May I now call upon Dr. Urvashi Mambu, HOD MBA, and Dr. Vishnu Sharma, HOD CSE, to give a floral welcome to our guest, Mr. Dhananjay Singh, Director, General NHRDN, please. दीप ज्योति परम ब्रह्मा दीप ज्योति जनार्दना दीपो हरा तू मैं पापम दीपा ज्योतिर नमस्तुते. It means I fold my hands before the Lord, the maintainer of this creation, in the form of this light. I adore this light which destroys all the pains resulting from my omission and commission.
Following our cherished tradition, we start the journey of the auspicious event today by illuminating the lamp, symbolizing the light of life and knowledge. With great reverence, we humbly request the esteemed presence of our chief guest, Mr. Prem Singh, President Group HR and JK Organization, VC and Pro VC Sir, Registrar Madam, and all our industry stalwarts to grace this momentum occasion by lighting the auspicious lamp, thereby inaugurating this significant function.
Thank you all. Welcome to the conclave on redefining industries 4.0, challenges, opportunities and innovation, organized by Poornima University. It informs us the importance of understanding the challenges associated with technological advancement and the need for a skilled workforce. It encourages the student to embrace the transformative power of technology, stay informed about industry trends with a mindset of innovation to thrive in a dynamic and competitive future job market.
We are planning to organize the conclave in the form of panel discussions, and the theme of the panel discussions are Panel 1, Industry 4.0, Shaping the Future of Work.
Panel 2, Soft or Power Skills for Career Success.
Panel 3, Emerging Industries and Job Market.
May we now call upon Dr. Suresh Chandrapadi, Vice Chancellor of Poornima University, to deliver the welcome address. Sir, please.
Good morning, everybody. It is my immense pride to take this opportunity to welcome our Honorable Chief Guest, Mr. Prem Singh, President, Group HR, JK Organization. Although we know each other since long, but this is the first time you are coming to Poornima University. And thank you very much. Your presence here adds a lot of value to this conclave. Apart from this conclave, we are fortunate that we get the opportunity to launch the NHRD student chapter in Poornima University under the auspicious wing of NHRD Jaipur chapter. Hem Bhargav sir is there, who is also part of NHRD Jaipur chapter. Can you just stand up? We will have a round of applause for you. So probably, if I am not wrong, this is the second chapter and the first in North India. And I am grateful to NHRD central team for giving us the opportunity to organize such type of student chapter here at Poornima University. Apart from that, I take this opportunity to welcome Mr. Dhananjay Singh, who is the Director General of NHRDN, and all my industry colleagues, and Mr. S.B. Nathan, who is the Partner and Chief Talent Officer, Deloitte India Private Limited, Dr. T.V. Rao, Chairman, T.V. Rao Learning Systems Private Limited, who himself is the father of the HRD movement of this country, and Dr. Ashok Bapana, who is the President of NHRD and Jaipur chapter, who are joining us online today, and all the industry colleagues, industry members, industry delegates who have come here, joined us to be a part of this great conclave we are organizing. This conclave we are organizing for the benefit of the students. It is for the students and also organized by the students. We believe that this kind of a conclave, the industry academia interface will only give a learning opportunity for the students. Otherwise, we from the academic world, we think whatever written in the book is only the correct thing. But unless until we get the opportunity to understand from the industry, it is very difficult to mold, direct, and to orient our teaching to our students. So you all are coming. I am very, very grateful. Once again, I take this opportunity that you are making this happen. So, पंडित को शादी में कुछ ना कुछ बोलना पड़ता है मंत्र. So being a vice chancellor, I have also to speak something, whether I know or not. So if I don't know, you only keep it yourself. If I know something, then you can clap for me. So that is the only thing. So if I talk about Industry 4.0, which is the theme of this conclave, This is the fourth revolution of industrial revolution. But if I talk about first and second, that time India was part of this industrial revolution, but that time India was a colony. It was almost exploited. You can say India was a slave country that time when the first and second revolution took place. When the third revolution took place, that time definitely India also took part of that, but that time it was underdeveloped. It was not having that power to come out of the circles which was there since 300, 400, 500 years. So that's why even the third revolution India took part, but it could not progress the way it should have progressed. That is the reason we couldn't do much in third revolution. But the fourth revolution which is now taking place, definitely the velocity is much more. The pace is certainly more with speed. Not only in India, the speed has given momentum to all over sectors, all over the country, not only in the country, but all over the world. Every industry is changed or changing. The process, the governance, the management, the manufacturing, everything is getting changed. So this fourth revolution will definitely give us a more boost, not only to economy, but also the overall development of the people. Now, if I talk 70, 80 years back, like when the container came in the shipping industry, that time there was a article which published. It was told the container itself can change the global trade business, and it has come true. And they changed the entire global trade and particularly the shipping industry. So that is the way now the 5G, which is in the network, then the artificial intelligence, the robotics will definitely change the global trade in a different direction. It will give a different momentum to everybody. If I talk about the supply side, then this kind of the technology, the innovation, the opportunity can change the industry a lot. It will give, by this process, the technology process, our manufacturing cost may come down, our process cost may come down, the logistics supply chain efficiency may get increased, and because of that, new kind of industry may also develop. New kind of business avenues can develop. If I talk about in the demand side, because the transparency is more, because now people have started talking the technology as a tool to understand everything, now the company are definitely forced to change their business pattern from the old pattern to the modern pattern. They are also coming up to the terms of the customer's requirement. So all of you are from industry, you know much better than anybody else. So this is going to be the fourth evolution, but the flip side maybe it may change lot of labor scenario, because whenever the automation comes, then the labor situation will change, which may be a flip side, and it is going to be the flip side. The cost to capital and the cost to labor, because every time we see, whenever this kind of automation comes, there will be a gap may emerge, because the capital will get displaced and the automation will come into force. And the cost requirement for the capital and the cost requirement for the labor may vary, which may be a difficult situation. But we have seen always, whenever we have seen any kind of the revolution has taken place, we only get a better and very dignified job to all the people. But for that, the labor need to do the skilling, reskilling, and upskilling, which we have been telling our students that unless until you skill yourself every day, even though after you join the industry, or we tell our faculty, unless until you upgrade yourself, it is very difficult to be in the market. And fourth industrial revolution will give us this kind of opportunity as well as the challenge that today nobody cannot do anything unless until they skill and reskill and upskill themselves. But at the same time, we are very hopeful. India is a country with 1.5 billion people having the mobile revolution with them, lot of networking power with them. The digitization power is them. That's why the Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister told the India, only the digitalization can make the India self-reliant. So the digital power of our country is very, very high. Even if we talk about the 2008 to 2020, then 12 years period, if you talk about the technology or the robotic revolution of India, the progress is more than 20% as compared to all over the world, it is only 15%. It means the technological adoption of our country is very, very high as compared to the world. So I am very sure with this industrial revolution, with this technological power, the coming up, the artificial intelligence, the robotics, or the block technology, or the 3D printing, or the autonomous cars, with this capacity, we will be a great country in this fourth revolution, and we will emerge as victorious. Thank you very much once again for my industry people to come here and be participate. You will get lot of this kind of thought, process, updation from the panel discussion. We all are waiting for you. Thank you very much for giving me an opportunity.
Thank you, sir. I now call upon Anshul, a student of Poornima University, to introduce our guest, Dr. TV Rao, who will be joining us through virtual mode. Please.
Dr. TV Rao is currently the chairman of TV Rao Learning System Private Limited, Ahmedabad. He was a professor at Indian Institute of Management, Ahmedabad. He is the founder president of National HRD Network and the first honorary director of the Academy of HRD India. He was also the president of Indian Society for Applied Behavioral Science. Dr. Rao has worked as an HRD advisor to the Reserve Bank of India. He has assisted the Administrative Reform Commission in reviewing the personal management practices for civil services and has also served as a member of HRM Review Committee of Nationalized Bank set up by Ministry of Finance. I request Dr. TV Rao to please address the gathering on virtual mode. Sir, please.
Thank you. Can somebody confirm? Are you able to hear me? Can you hear me? Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you very much. First of all, I like all of you, the National HRD, Poornima University, and all the organizers for giving me this opportunity. I must congratulate you that you are using this opportunity to also start a student chapter of the HRD network. I was, as you are started off the function, I was very thrilled to see so many HR leaders being given floral welcome. I got a very interesting thought for the student chapter. An agenda that I like to set for you is, Vijay Arvind Agarwal and I completed a book which is, I think, has become very popular, Leaders in the Making, where we documented the life stories of about 30 HR leaders who are very well-known leaders. And at the end of it, we of course discovered that there were only 2 women leaders we could, and then one of those present among you, Annapurna, along with another professor from IIM Bangalore, have undertaken the task of documenting women leaders and their stories. Now, the task I want to suggest for the students who are present in this auditorium, as the first task of the student chapter, is that can you pick up all those leaders that are present today and are going to be in the HR conclave and write their stories in the next 3 to 4 months? You just need about 2 to 3 students volunteer to pick up each leader present in your auditorium today. And in the leaders, I would also like to include not only those who got floral welcome, but also those who gave the flowers. These are the people who are either professors or administrative leaders in Poornima University. I think they are also leaders. Quite often we think all leaders come only from corporate sector. So if it is possible for you as a first task to document the leadership stories, imagine, I think at least about 15 stories coming out of the students. And these stories are presented and shared because every person who has come there as a HR leader in your auditorium has had a remarkable history. It's not only these 30 that we have. I think this is task number 1 I would like to suggest to the HRD student chapter. I'm not going into any details of HRD because you'll have a lot during the day on the conclave to listen from these HR leaders. But I would like to suggest one more thing. Normally, when student chapters of HRD network are formed, the perception is that it is meant only for MBA in HR or MBAs. It's a very wrong perception. I think it is any student HR should be meant for all students. But the perception normally is also HR people because they are connected with HR, and HR is a good placement opportunity. So this is totally undermining the philosophy of HRD network. HRD is not for placement. Placement will take place automatically if you build your capabilities by learning on a continuous basis. So the student chapter of the HRD network should explore ways and means by which the years you spend at Poornima University become meaningful. Every day is a learning experience. You learn from each other. You learn not only from your discipline, but also from others. I think for HR people, it is nice to know what the architecture students are doing, what is happening in design, and what is great about design in a city like Jaipur or in a state like Rajasthan. I'm sure that some of you know the very little experiment that was done by the National Institute of Design, training people, some of the Regas in Ajmer district in a place called Javaja, where I think they have been spending last 35 to 40 years going there, teaching them how to come up with new design of products, helping them to market and things like that. So I think there's so much to learn. I think these are all internship programs. I think the opportunity for students when you have HRD leaders with you is to get projects which will give good learning experience, not only for HR people or management students, but also for other disciplines, whether you have engineering discipline, you have law, architecture, design, any of those kind of disciplines. So you become, the student HRD network chapter becomes a conduit for facilitating learning among the rest of the community. For this, I think when you start a student chapter, some of you need to put your heads together and think about all this. I think the objective of the HRD network student chapter should be to multiply the capabilities, to help people, help the students to learn and learn and learn. Recently, I started working at what makes an effective student. And I've been going around some of the institutions where HRD network is trying to work to see and define some effective students. Dhananjay, who is present among you, was kind enough to send me the names of some students from one of the universities, Sulini University in HP. And one of the chaps, you wouldn't believe, at the age of 23, developed 21 patents. Mechanical engineer, not a management scholar, but a mechanical engineer at the age of 23, developed 21 patents, 11 of which were registered. And not only that, I think his innovation started, he says, I come from a very small town in HP, which doesn't have facilities. And I want to demonstrate that it doesn't matter whether you come from a village or a small town, you can do wonders. I think in the surroundings in which he lives, one day he was going by car to the university and he found that quite often, because of the mist, you have to get down. And the wiper, of course, is not enough. So you pick a piece of cloth and clean the windshield. He said, why should I keep on doing this? Can I come up with an innovation? And he invented, this was the first innovation when he was in second or third year of mechanical engineering. He wanted to be a mechanical engineer. Now he has changed his direction, I think. He invented a mechanism by which the water gets collected, gets processed, the dirty water goes off, and the water gets recycled, and the windscreen gets automatically cleaned. Very interesting kind of thing. As a student in the second year, the Vice Chancellor, I'm sure Padi sir will get some ideas from this. The Vice Chancellor, impressed by his work, used him in managing university by giving projects to him, including evaluating faculty time and improving the utilization of the faculty time. I'm mentioning to this to say that everyone in the auditorium, everyone student in the auditorium, as well as every student who is not present there, is a bundle of resources, is a talented person. But we waste our talent. One of the ways in which we waste our talent is we carry mobile to the classroom, and when the lecture is boring, we keep looking at the mobile and lose both the lecture as well as, I think, not able to concentrate on anything. Mobile is a great tool for knowing the world. It should be used much more after the lecture or before the lecture to either prepare for the lecture or to assimilate whatever has been done. Because when you prepare for the lecture, you don't need to consult a mobile in the classroom, because the lecture becomes much more interesting, howsoever boring the professor may be. The lecture becomes interesting because you are curious, you want to ask questions, and so on. I think these are all the attitudes that we have to inculcate among ourselves. I believe institution is a great opportunity. These 2, 3, 4, 5 years, whatever are the years you are spending at the college or the university, you will not get again. It's all lost opportunities. Time is the biggest kind of a resource that you have. Again, I was talking in another college to one of the students who mentioned to me that 9 to 5, sometimes even at 8 o'clock to 5 o'clock, she spends all her time listening to the lectures, completing the assignments and so on. And after 5, it is her time, participates in placement activities, cultural club activities, various club activities, and goes on and sleeps only at about 2 o'clock in the morning. What a wonderful utilization of time. I think youth itself is a great resource you have. Age is a resource you have. And when you become old, age is a resource in terms of wisdom you get. But when you are young, age is a resource in terms of the energy, variety of things you can do, and you can dictate yourself. Now, all these things will set an agenda for the student chapter. I think you should write case studies. You should look for projects. You should extend and learn from other disciplines for whatever are present in your university. Learn from every person you contact. Learn from the university management itself. And that is when we can say the student chapter of the HRD network has done wonderful things, and it has created a new definition for learning to learn. And the University Grant Commission is struggling hard to define what does it mean to facilitate learning to learn as a capability in universities. So I want to wish you all the best. I'm sure you will do a great job. I want to thank the university, Vice Chancellor sir, all the organizers, Prem Singh ji for thinking of me and giving me this opportunity to share some of my thoughts. All the best, student chapter, all the best for the HR conclave, and I'll be very happy to see a few leadership stories coming up in a book from Poornima University in the next 1 year.
Thank you, sir. May I call upon Dishwendra, a student of Poornima University, to introduce our guest, Mr. S.V. Nathan, who will be joining us through virtual mode, please.
Mr. S.V. Nathan is the partner Deloitte, India. He has 40+ years of experience in human resource management. across the diverse industries, including manufacturing, services, telecom, and information technology. With an exceptional track record in building and leading a high-performance teams, as well as serving as a trusted advisor to the business. Mr. Nathan is one of the leading HR leaders in India. Mr. Nathan serves on the board of the National Human Resource Development Network, NHRDN, and serves as its National Secretary. He is currently the chairman of the Global In-House Center, Hyderabad chapter of NASSCOM. He is also the chairman of Indian Society of Training and Development. May I now request Mr. Nathan to please address the gathering on virtual mode. Sir, please. So we can't hear you, you're not audible. Sir, unmute yourself.
Excuse me, sir. So we cannot hear you. You're not audible. I think it's, please unmute the button, please. I request you, sir. Sir, still there is some technical problem. We cannot hear you.
Maybe log out and log in, Nathan.
बात कर रहे हैं बात कर रहे हैं जो भी
Can't hear.
Absolutely spectacular. that note, congratulations, all the very best. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. May I call upon Anshul to introduce our guest, Dr. Ashok Bapna, who will be joining us through virtual mode, please.
Dr. Ashok Bapna, President, National HRD Network, Jaipur Chapter, Emeritus Professor, Jain Vishwabharati University, former member, State Planning Board, Government of Rajasthan, recipient of State Merit Award 1991 and State Cash Merit Award 1994, and also recipient of UGC Fellowship, National Merit Scholarship, and National Integration Scholarship for Higher Education. He is President, National HRD Network, Jaipur Chapter since 2007, President, Society for International Development, Rajasthan Chapter since 2008, and is founder in 1983. Professor at HCM RIPA and State Institute of Family Welfare, Government of Rajasthan. I request Dr. Ashok to please address the gathering on virtual mode. So, please.
Thank you. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Professor Rao, Mr. Nathan, the stalwarts of the NHRD, Prem Singh ji, the President, Dhananjay, Director General, Professor Padi, executive members of the NHRD Jaipur chapter, and my other colleagues from the resource persons from this conference, and the dear students. It is indeed a great pleasure to know that Poornima University has taken an initiative to set up a student chapter. I had the pleasure of working with the late Professor Uday Parekh, who always believed that the young students must be brought into the network of the NHRD. I'm glad that initiative has taken by Professor Padi, the Secretary of the NHRD. In fact, the NHRD has already started a chapter in Pune through Balaji initiative, and I hope that chapter is doing well. We would like to learn the experiences of Pune chapter as how it is functioning, because the biggest challenge is how to make these chapters sustainable. I have experienced over the last decade that Jaipur chapter is finding it difficult to make it sustainable. The students have taken initiative to become the member of the NHRD, but we need to keep their interest sustained. We need to give them good programs and make that it is a wonderful organization to impart certain useful training. My one worry is that, aging of the world population is a big challenge. Today it is estimated that about 65 millions are needed for the skilled manpower at the global level, whereas India alone has the surplus manpower of 43 million. But this manpower is not employable. It is estimated that about 25% of the graduates are not employable. So we need to impart a training which is useful, which is directly attached. Skilled manpower is the need of the day, and I'm sure NHRD will take care of this particular aspect. The young students must come forward, as Professor Rao has rightly suggested, that they can become a real asset to the country. They can become a real force for the future development. And I'm sure Poornima will find a way to make this chapter sustainable. I'm glad that Professor Apadi has taken this initiative, and I'm sure with the help of Jaipur chapter and under the guidance of the NHRD, especially Prem Singh and Dhananjay, and I'm the stalwarts like Professor Rao and Mr. Rajan and other past presidents, will be able to guide Jaipur chapter in a more effective way. And I am sure in the times to come, Jaipur chapter will become a model for the students at the global level, at the country level. And let us hope we work hard to carry forward our agenda. This is short note. I thanks once again to the organizers for giving me this opportunity. I am grateful and I hope this conference becomes a great success. Thank you very much.
Association. He is member Standing Committee on Civil Society Organizations Niti Aayog, member of Quick Revision of MBA PGDM program AICTE in 2017 and led international delegations of various senior management professionals in China and Japan as part of NHRDN Advanced Leadership Program ALP. May I now request Mr. Dhananjay Singh to deliver his address, please. Please, sir.
गुड मॉर्निंग एवरीवन। सबसे पहला काम किया जाए, आप सबको नए साल की शुभकामनाएं। वी आर स्टिल इन द मंथ ऑफ जनवरी, सो हैप्पी न्यू ईयर टू ऑल ऑफ यू एंड योर लव्ड वंस। दूसरा, राजस्थान इज नोन फॉर इट्स वेरी बोल्ड, ब्रेव ड्रीम्स एंड एक्शंस। तो आपने अपने घर हम लोग को बुलाया, इसके लिए तहे दिल से आप सबका बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया। Respected Dr. T.V. Rao, our founder president, Mr. S.V. Nathan, our immediate, by the way, he's our immediate national president, past national president. We have our current national president, Mr. S.V. Nathan, Mr. Prem Singh. And do you know, as a part of the board, when Mr. Prem Singh became the national president, he said that we must change this institution, and the best way to do it, to induct youngsters in the institution, give them empowerment. And I can tell you, knowing him for last many years now, he's a leader who really empowers. He's a leader who will give you responsibility, and he will only ask for the outcomes. How you do it is entirely up to you. Thank you so much, sir, for doing this. Dr. Ashok Bapna, a very respected member of the community. Sir, thank you so much. I know you have a personal engagement, but still you ensured you are here with us, blessing us. Hemji, I know him for not only for NHRDN, but beyond. Dr. Vyas, thank you so much, ma'am. In absentia, the EC members of our Jaipur chapter who could not make it, and because of some personal professional reasons, we are grateful to each one of them. Dr. Padhi and faculty members and dear students, all the student members, all the participants, you all are like my younger sisters and brothers. Thank you so much for joining National HRD Network and making this institution bigger and better with your contribution. And as Dr. Rao said, we really look up to your contribution, because when we talk about 2047 and the dreams, you are the ones who are going to lead it. So thank you so much. My respect to all the resource persons who have come across the country. I'll request you to put your hands together to welcome each one of the industry representatives, please. Thank you. With these few words, I will hand over the proceedings to the organizers. And I must say that while we consolidate Industry 4.0 here in India. Industry 5.0 has already started in 2017, and Japan is the country who announced it in Germany that Industry 5.0 is going to shape the world. So, but for us, our reality is we still need to immerse ourselves, induct ourselves, and take the best out of Industry 4.0. It is very, very topical as far as India is concerned and Indians are concerned. Thank you very much, and over to the organizers. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. May I call upon Anshul to introduce our chief guest, Mr. Prem Singh, please.
Mr. Prem Singh is currently the President Group HR, JK Organization, New Delhi. He sits on the Board of Management, JK Lakshmipat University, and is also the Convener, Director, and Senior Executive Council, Strategic Think Tank of the group. He is also Co-Chair, HRI Committee, PhD Chamber of Commerce. Mr. Prem has handled several leadership roles in NHRDN, EC member, Mumbai chapter, President Delhi, NCR chapter, regional president and board member for last 4 years. He played a key role in developing 2 new chapters at NHRDN. With 32 plus years of experience, he has been awarded with Chairman Leadership Excellence Award in 2016, Seasons HR Professional by NHRDN in 2017. Pride of HR awarded by Top Ranker Club in 2022 and CHRO of the Year award by Business World in 2023. May I request, sir, our distinguished chief guest to deliver his address. Sir, please.
Good morning.
Morning, sir.
Okay. Namaskar, Sat Sri Akal to all those who are joining from north. Namaskar, Kemo Nache, those who are joining from east. Kemcho, Kasakai, joining from west. Vanakkam for those who are joining from south. Good morning once again and very warm welcome to all of you. Honestly, I was very happy when my introduction was read and they spoke about some awards, some decent work which I have done, and every time it happens, I wish काश मेरी वाइफ भी इधर होती ये सब सुनने के लिए. So at least this is one mauka, this is one occasion where she could have listened about me. You know, I tried to convince her and I tried to convince my family that look, I do a good job. And sometimes I also get recognized. They don't trust it. So much so, not only my wife trusts it, even my children also don't trust it. You know, the other day, my daughter, she was reading a book, and I was quite curious. I said, "Good, what is it? What is it this you are reading?" She said, "Look, this book is exactly for you." I said, "Why?" And she said, "Look, the title of the book is From Smart Manager to Wise Manager." And I said, "But why do you say it's for me?" She said, "Because you are neither smart nor wise." So friends, when you guys appreciate me, it gives some kind of a tasalli ki chalo koi to hai who is kind of appreciating me and my work. So coming back, let's talk some serious stuff. Honestly, it's a challenge for me, and I must confess कि मेरे लिए कुछ बचा ही नहीं है बात करने को. After Professor Padhi has spoken, Professor T.V. Rao has spoken, Nathan Garu has spoken, and after Dr. Bafna has spoken, it's like everything is already spoken. मेरे लिए तो कुछ बचा ही नहीं है. जैसे ज्वाइंट फैमिलीज का बंटवारा होता है तो उसमें वो बोलते हैं किसी के हिस्से में मकान आया, किसी के हिस्से में दुकान आई, मैं घर में सबसे छोटा था, मेरे हिस्से में मां आई. So I must confess कि मेरे लिए मसाला बहुत कम है, but whatever it is, I'll try to make up. So first things first, National HRD Network, why do we have a chapter? And why should we have a chapter? Secondly, why should we have a chapter for students? Now, let's talk a little bit with data. You know, in 2008, Indian economy was $1.2 trillion. 2008, $1.2 trillion, right? In 2008, we had 30 chapters across India. 30 chapters, $1.2 trillion. Today, we are close to $3.8 trillion. By the have at least 90 chapters. If not 90, 80. If not 60, at least 50. And that is what we are trying to do. In next 2 years, actually 6 months are already gone, we are trying to make sure that we must have 50 chapters across the country. Right? ताली बजा सकते हो, लेकिन अगर बजा रहे हो तो थोड़ा जोश से बजाओ. And why student chapter? Because India is the youngest country, 28.5 years of median age. Largest country, but at the same time youngest country. And if we do not create ecosystem for our youth, we would have missed the bus. You know, we are talking about Viksit Bharat by 2024. Who will be the CEOs by that time? The students like you. Who will be the CFOs at that time? The students like you. Who will be the CHROs at that point in time? The students like you. Who will be the CMOs, the CTOs, CDOs at that point in time? People like you. And therefore, now is the time we must develop an ecosystem, we must develop an infrastructure so that we can grow this talent. अभी समय है, सही समय है वो सब काम करने का. Therefore, at National HRD Network, we have taken a very conscious call, a mission 25-25-50. That means what? In 2025, when we complete our term, we must have at least 25,000 members, minimum. Number two, we must have at least 50 chapters by the time when we complete our term. Mission 25-25-50. So that's a mission with which we are trying to work. Coming back to Rajasthan and coming back to Jaipur, I must compliment and I want all of you to give a big round of applause to Dr. Padhi for his leadership in North India. This is the first student chapter that we are opening today. Now let me talk about a word about why NHRDN is important. You know, National HRD Network is committed to develop the opportunities for learning, opportunities for networking, opportunities for building competence, opportunities for exploring your talents, and opportunities also for exploring job opportunities in the market. It offers enormous number of services and opportunities. To the student members, those who have become members of National HRD Network, I would like to encourage them to make the best use of this opportunity. Reach out to people, develop your connections, make sure that you are participating in all the activities that NHRDN offers, and those activities will only benefit you. Today, if you look at the leadership in National HRD Network, many of the leaders are those people who became young members when they were students. And therefore, once you start developing your network, it only benefits all of you. I also acknowledge the presence of EC members of Jaipur chapter. Hemji is here. Dr. Bafna joined virtually, plus many others are here. So thank you so much for joining. We truly appreciate. The Jaipur chapter is going to work more or less like a mentor for the student chapter of the Poornima University. And from central side, we'll make sure that we provide all the possible support, whatever you all need. So that was about National HRD Network. I'll also take a couple of minutes talking about the youth. I mentioned that youth is where we must be focusing upon. As students, I'm sure very curious, very natural question all of you will have is, how can I develop myself? How can I become even more effective? How can I become successful in my career? Is that relevant for all of you? Yeah. So few lessons which I would like to share with all of you, my friends, and these are purely based upon what I have learned in my career so far, listening to, following very successful leaders, and I hope some of those will be useful for you as well. Number one, be authentic. Let me just elaborate what I mean. Be genuine, be authentic, be truthful, be direct. When I say direct, it doesn't mean to be necessarily blunt. What I mean by being authentic, many a times we try to project what we are not. Many a times we try to show what we necessarily are not intrinsically. That creates a lot of pressure on your mind. More importantly, it creates a very negative perception. It happens in the interviews, it happens in the job situations, it happens many times. Be yourself, be authentic, be truthful. The identity cannot be hidden. Unfortunately, जो आज का माहौल है, आज का जो जमाना है, people try to say यार पैकेजिंग करना बहुत जरूरी है, be nice to people, be tactful, be goody, etc. So much so that in corporations, in organizations, many a times we see कि लोग, actually people try to project what they are not, and they don't say the right things. So I like to recite a couplet. यहां सब खामोश हैं, यहां कोई कुछ नहीं बोलता, सच बोलकर कोई किसी को नाराज नहीं करता, राजा बोले रात है, रानी बोली रात है, हाँ में हाँ मिलाना है ना जी बॉस की, राजा बोले रात है, रानी बोली रात है, मंत्री बोले रात है, संतरी बोले रात है, और सुबह सुबह की बात है. Many a times, just because it is convenient to agree with the boss, you don't need to do that all the time, because that kills your identity, that takes your opportunity away from you. Number one. Number two, become aware of your strengths. Try to discover your natural talents, which are your gifted talents. You see, we are all wired differently. Everybody cannot be great at everything. Let's accept the reality. You can be great in few things. Try to understand what those few things are. That is your sweet spot. And try to develop those further. Try to strengthen your strong points. Deepen your strengths, deepen your roots. Why I'm saying, let me just talk about a classical research that was conducted by University of Nebraska. University of Nebraska conducted a research on 600 students on a skill, on a competence called speed reading. Based upon their research, they classified the students into two groups, slow readers and fast readers. The slow readers had a speed of something like an average of 90 words. The fast readers had a speed of something like 300. 90, 300. Slow, fast. For next 6 months, both the groups were taken through exactly the same training of how do you enhance your speed reading. How do you become better? Slow and fast. 6 months later, both the groups were again subjected to the test. After the test, the slow readers who were at 90 earlier, they showed some improvement. The fast readers also showed some improvement. The slow group improved from 90 to 150 words. That was slow. Fast readers, that group also improved their speed. Any guess what was the improvement? What it went up to? Make some guess. There is no penalty. 400. One more guess. 500. 305. One last guess. Hold your breath. It's not me who is saying. It's research. From 300, they went up to 2,800. 2,800. It's not an opinion, it's a data. Now, let me just explain the background. Just imagine that you are a teacher and in your class, there are two students, Virat Kohli and APJ Abdul Kalam, and you are teaching them the physics. Right? Both Virat Kohli and Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, both are 5-year-old students, and both of are being taught by you the lessons of physics. 20 years later, do you think Virat Kohli will shine into physics as much as Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam? No? Because both of them are wired differently. Each one of us is wired differently. Intrinsic, inherent DNA is different. Similarly, if you were to train Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam as cricketer, do you think he will shine as much? No. So the point is, I'm not saying that there would not be any improvement at all. There would be some improvement, but probably you will go thus far. Will that be adequate to excel? Answer is no. Can you build an organization? Can you excel by focusing too much on trying to improve your weaknesses? No. Your returns will be much lesser. 60, 70%, 80% focus, if you lay on your strengths, you are likely to shine much more. As opposed to focusing too much only on weakness fixation, in which you will go only thus far. Understand your strengths, build on your strengths, deepen your roots. Lesson number 2. Lesson number 3. Persevere. And this is important for the youngsters. Persevere, don't give up so easily. You know, perseverance is important because in any situation, there would be setbacks, there would be failures, there would be disappointments. Do not give up so easily. Persevere, try to find a different alternative. If you give up, you are accepting that there is no other way and you are embracing the failure too soon. Just imagine, you know, Martina Navratilova, once she was interviewed, that how come at the age of 44 years, you are still so sharp, you are still so efficient in hitting the ball, and you are still playing so well. She said that, look, all it requires is for me to focus during those 15 seconds, and I choose to avoid all the distractions during those 15 seconds to hit the ball accurately. And therefore, My focus is purely to focus to concentrate on those 15 seconds. Number two, I know that I'm 44. Paul doesn't know that I'm 44 years. It's all about how you take it. It's all about your attitude. You know, many a times if you interview the long racers, those who run long races like half marathon or marathon, anybody who is running marathon or marathon, half marathon, long races? Yeah, okay, we have a couple of them. When you run those long races, first 2-3 kilometers you feel very tired, completely exhausted. Every step you take, you feel like stopping, and it's very hard to take the next step. Once you persevere during that phase, just about 1 kilometer, 1.5 kilometers, during that tiring phase, after that a stage comes when it's not your body which is running, it's your mind which is driving you. So many a times in life, before you succeed in real, you actually have to succeed in your mind. Lesson number 4, think out of the box. Do not be limited. Do not impose limitations on your mind just because something looks to be too difficult. Unless you try, you can't be sure that it's really difficult and it's really impossible. If you have a bigger challenge, think of a solution which can clear this or which can surmount this challenge. I'll give an example. You like to hear a story? Michael Jordan, a famous player. You know, Michael Jordan had a very tough, challenging childhood. His father was a very poor man. One fine day, his father brings a shirt, and he said, very ugly looking shirt, and he said, Michael, can you sell this shirt for $1? Michael said, Dad, who will buy this shirt for $1? It's so ugly. I don't think anyone can buy this shirt. Who will give $1 for this? So Michael's father said, well, Michael, if you think you can, you will try and find ways and means of how you can make it happen. If you think you can't, either way you have decided that you can't. So the choice is yours. It kind of drove home a point. Then Michael somehow thought, said, let me give it a try. He washed the shirt, ironed it very nicely, wrapped it up in a paper, went to the nearby municipal market, and after a few hours, he was able to sell the shirt in $1. Came back happy, and he narrated the story. This is what I did. Few weeks later, Michael's father brought another shirt exactly similar looking, and this time he said, Michael, can you sell this shirt for $20? Michael said, well, Dad, you are driving me crazy. Who will buy? Last time you had $1. $1 and $20, it's a world of difference. He again repeated the same sentence. If you think you can, or if you think you can't, either way you are right. Michael thought there must be a way. Let me give it a try. And there is a saying कि अगर किसी चीज को शिद्दत से चाहो, so you are smarter than me. You have completed the sentence. He figured out that one of his cousin sisters is a very good painter. He took the shirt to his cousin sister. He requested her to make a painting of Mickey Mouse. Took the shirt near a school where the children of rich people used to come, and he held the shirt like this when the children were coming out of the school. You know, guess what? When he held the shirt like this, very colorful shirt, picture of Mickey Mouse, the shirt went for $20 in no time. Same shirt. कहानी अभी और भी बाकी है. Few weeks later, his father again brings yet another exactly similar looking shirt, and this time the goal was higher. Any idea what was the goal? Michael's father said, can you sell this shirt for, any idea what 200 100 थोड़ा और आगे बढ़ो 2000 वो कुछ ज्यादा ही हो गया $1,000. This time Michael thought it's really hard, but somehow by now he had gathered the confidence that there must be a way, because if people can have a coffee for $1 and people can also have a coffee for $20 and also $100+, same coffee, similar coffee, but in different environments, there must be a way. He realized few days later there was an advertisement in the newspaper. A very famous movie was being screened for the premiere show in a town nearby. He bought the ticket, and the premiere show also had the heroine, the lead heroine of the movie. The show happened, he also bought the ticket, he also went there, and with him, he had a shirt, the same shirt, he also had something else, pen, and what did he do? Made the way through the crowd, went up to the dais, put the autograph on the shirt. In management parlance, we call it as the value addition. With that value addition, the shirt went for $1,000 in no time. Friends, what does this story tell you? Exactly the same shirt, same raw material, same player, but responding differently to different circumstances. He is choosing his response which is brighter and more effective as compared to the challenge. Many a times in our life, looking at the enormity, we feel that it's difficult. Many a times we forget that difficult is an immediate response. If you think deeper, if you think critically, many a times you will figure out that there could be a solution. Only thing is you have to think differently. You know, many a times, for example, one fine day, I was conducting a session and I wrote a question on the board. Can you jump higher than Qutub Minar? Everybody said, no, it is so high. You know, look at the height, several hundred meters. But the fundamental question is, can Qutub Minar jump? It cannot. You can jump. So just because it is Qutub Minar, it creates a perception. So many a times, we create our own limitations. We create hurdles in our mind before thinking through. Many a times, we miss realizing that there could be a possibility, there could be an alternative. National NHRD network brings those opportunities to help you understand and explore so that you remain open, you remain more agile and alert to those possibilities and opportunities. This, I'm conscious of time. I do not want to take a lot of time. I wish everyone the very best. And before I conclude, one word I would like to say for the students. इम्तहान अभी और भी है, मंजिलें अभी और भी हैं. इम्तहान अभी और भी है, मंजिलें अभी और भी हैं. नापी है मुट्ठी भर जमी हमने, अभी तो पूरा आसमां बाकी है. Now every occasion is created by somebody, and that somebody today is Dr. Padhi and his team. डॉक्टर पादी को ये नहीं लगे कि भाई बाकी सबके लिए तो प्रेम सिंह ने अच्छे अल्फाज में शेर बोला, मेरे लिए कुछ नहीं बोला. तो डॉक्टर साहब, मैं I'm so glad that you And you know, he's very persistent. Last 5 years, since 2019, every year he would call me at least 4 or 5 times. We have this function, that function. And every time, something or the other will be there. Sometimes it would be a bahana also on my part. You know, I'm being very honest with you. So I would somehow regret, "Nahi, Dr. Saab, difficult, maybe next time." But this time, he didn't give me any chance. And he said, "Prem Singh ji, this time you don't have a liberty. You have no choice. You have to simply come. And don't ask me too many questions. This is the date, this is the time, that's it." I couldn't say no. So hats off to his perseverance, hats off to your focus. And I want to say this, you are creating a history in North by being the first in creating a student chapter. You are leading the way. We are with you. Lead on, build on. To celebrate this is for you, Dr. Padhi. चले थे अकेले ही जानिब ए मंजिल, चले थे अकेले ही जानिब ए मंजिल, मगर लोग आते गए, कारवां बनता गया. So with this, I once again invite all of you to the world of National HRD Network. Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you everyone who are connected on Zoom. And I once again acknowledge the presence of Dr. T.V. Rao, Dr. Bafna, Nathan, Aman Rajabali. Aman Bhai, thank you so much for joining. Really appreciate. And once again, congratulations. Have a great day ahead. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. May I now call upon Dr. Suresh Chandra Padi, Vice Chancellor, Poornima University, to present a memento to our chief guest, Mr. Prem Singh, please. Thank you, sir. May I now request Dr. Manoj Gupta, Pro-President, Poornima University, to propose vote of thanks, please.
Happy morning to all of you. Good morning. अभी तो शुरुआत हुई है, right? So outside for the seminar hall, there is a temperature of around 5-6 degree, but inside hall you can feel the heat, right? So this heat is of warmth, love, affection, knowledge, experience of industry leaders or HR leaders who came today to our campus. Please give a big round of applause to all the leaders, all the industry stalwarts. So I welcome you all to Poornima University, Poornima family for this one-day national conclave and NHRDN student chapter launch in Poornima University. I extend my gratitude and in that I would like to express heartfelt thanks to our esteemed chief guest, Mr. Prem Singh, President, Group HR, JK Organization, and our distinguished guest, Dr. TV Rao, Chairman TV Rao Learning Systems Private Limited, and Mr. SV Nathan, Partner and Chief Talent Officer, Deloitte India Limited. Sir, your presence and contributions have been very instrumental in shaping our conclave and inspiring our students today. Thank you very much, sir. On behalf of Poornima University, I'm thankful to all the HR leaders who traveled from different part of country to share their wealth of knowledge today. I'm sure that their diverse perspective will enrich today's panel discussions and provide a holistic view of the ever-evolving educational landscape. Please give a big round of applause to all the industry stalwarts. A special thanks to President Poornima University, Dr. Suresh Chand Pari, for spearheading the efforts in bringing the industry leaders today to our university. Thank you, sir. My sincere thanks to my team, all the deans, HODs, and staff members, particularly Praful, Arpit, Dr. Rakesh Gupta. I may be missing few names, but they all are doing a lot of hard work from last many days. So please give a big round of applause to all of them. My thanks to Dr. Ashok Bapna, President NHRDN, and Mr. Dhananjay Singh, Director General NHRDN, for providing all the support to launch this chapter. And I'm sure that this chapter will go a long way, as this is the first chapter in North India. In Poornima, in last many years, we have initiated many chapters of various industry organizations. It may be ASHRAE, ISHRAE, ISLE, FSAI, IGBC, CII, and many more. I have seen them growing. A lot of useful outcome I have seen in last many years. It depends on students, those who are now becoming the members. On the other side, the governing council is there. There are various bodies or there are various mechanisms which all the chapters or all the societies used to carry. But at the end of the day, what I have seen, that if student chapter, mainly the students and faculty, if they are not involved and if they are not asking for things, nothing will happen. It means we need to plan a lot. You have to create an ecosystem. You have to make a calendar, activity calendar. Actually, what do you want from NHRDN network, right? So once chapter is created, it is the responsibility of students and faculty to chart out something for next 6 months or 1 year and reach out to the EC Council, at least in Jaipur. And I request them to have few meetings so as to finalize the activities calendar. And at the end of the day, we should be happy to spread it out and to give message to other students to become member. And later on, more chapters can be opened in Jaipur. I'm sure that this chapter will bring a lot of input, support, help, guidance to our students or faculty. And we will be, after 1 year or so, when we will talking again, and we will be at next level of, HR experiences and HR related all the aspects what we can get. So all the best to student chapter. Congratulations to students and faculty members. Once again, I'm very much thankful to all of you for your contributions. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you all. The venue for panel 1 discussion is Basement Seminar Hall. I would like to request Dr. Manoj Gupta, Pro President, sir, along with distinguished guests, Mr. Nadeem Pasha, Mr. Debashish Ghosh, Mr. Sahil Nair, Mr. Vikas Dubey, Mr. Rajiv Mehthani, and Ms. Rana Dwivedi to move to the Basement Seminar Hall, please.
Students, sit down for a moment. खड़े होके करना है photo. Okay. Okay. Just raise. You will have a photograph. Please come. Aye, sir. Please join us. Madam, please join us.